Alrighty, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly, the temperature of the era. We want to start, as we do every show, by reminding you to donate to Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois, Caddyshack IL on Facebook. Save a life or 9. The only way to support this show financially is to go to patreon.com/JacobV. Chip in whatever you can chip for the greater good. I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey, Chip.
I love talking to you, Chip.
My band No Antics has a new song coming out tomorrow, Friday, 6/3/22. Let Me Out will be available on all platforms at midnight tonight. I am on my way to Chicago with baby brother and our uncle and our sweet, delicious stepfather who doesn't want to talk on microphone. And we're going to see a Cubs-Cardinals game. Is it at Wrigley Field? And I fucking hate this drive to Illinois, so I thought we would podcast on the way to sort of steal my wool, as it were. So I'd have no idea what this is going to sound like. It could be a little noisy. Blinded by Stereo has a show June 25th of this month. That's the 25th of June at the Heavy Anchor. The vinyl record is coming out on 180-gram blue translucent vinyl. It looks really good, but the earliest opportunity to get that is going to be live that night at that show, June 25th at the Heavy Anchor. We're also starting a new playlist on Spotify, Jacob V's favorite songs for the month of June 22. Look for that. That'll be on my stories. How's everybody feeling?
Doing just fine.
You doing okay?
Woo! Yes!
Oh! God, my gut looks awful in that. Clay's taking a snapshot of me. I look like Andy Richter.
So what are we doing?
Yeah. So right now we're driving to Chicago. This is a pilgrimage we've done before. And doing it again, it's usually a really crazy time. I think, was it last time we were here that I got hammered drunk and then ordered like $50 worth of barbecue and ate it all?
I think it was both times.
You think that happened both times?
We were talking about it.
I think it was the second time.
We were talking about it on the way to pick you up, and apparently last time we went, before you quit drinking, which, you and I disappeared before the game and racked up like $100 bar tab in Wrigleyville.
In like 15 minutes.
In like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we probably were doing Vegas bombs. Give me the highest octane IPA you have on tap, and can you put it in a fish bowl?
Actually, I think I remember you asking that exact question. The guy looked at you like,
yeah, do you got like a 15% fucking brutal pine cone you could stab me in the throat with?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably exactly what I said.
Mm-hmm. Painted to look like a Cubs hat. Mm-hmm. So that was a good experience. I don't know what we're going to do now this time because you're sober. Like, who's going to help me go
Well, just every time you go get a beer for yourself, I'll have you get me a Diet Coke and, praise God. I'm high on the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? I am so full of the love of Christ.
Is that the name of the strain these days?
Is that little case filled up with the Holy Spirit?
That's all Holy Spirit, brother. From
Holy Spirit in a box.
Spirit box. So, I feel like there's an air of like judgment in the room. I feel like there's some. I wrote a note in here about you when I FaceTimed you and you guys were at the bar. Chris, listen to this. When Clay and his friends are at the clubhouse at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday, and you call them, it's like they're performing emergency surgery on a wild horse. He picks up the phone and he's like, "Hello?" I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm at the clubhouse. It's very serious in here right now," and they're screaming at each other, arguing about like Quentin Tarantino.
We argue about things, and it ends up being just a bunch of people talking over each other, and that's how we hang. We drink beer and we talk over each other.
Yeah, it's like, what do you need?
We can do that for like 4 hours.
Drama at the McDonald's, guys. Norma was working 6 to 2 on Mother's Day. Did I tell you this?
Who's Norma?
Norma at the McDonald's on Chippewa. But her daughter was bringing the grandkids over at 3 that day. So
to McDonald's?
She was saying somebody's like, they're going to shut down one of those. because they're too short-staffed all the time, and they're even more short-staffed than they've been, and it's just been awful.
Can't get workers.
It's
the workers' fault.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Kim Kardashian said. Sometimes you just got to get off your fucking ass and work.
Yeah, get off your ass and go to work.
Poor Kim Kardashian.
I mean, it's got to be hard.
That's a big ass to get up on.
Yeah, she really pulled herself up from her own bootstraps.
Her own booty straps.
That's why I used to call Rage.
But so we've talked about this chain of McDonald's before. So the McDonald's around my house, I'm in the middle of about 3 or 4, right? And they're all owned by P&P Restaurants, who is just the franchisee, right? Some guy probably, and I think
P&P.
I think they shut down the Gravois Hampton location before the Kings Highway or the Chippewa. I feel like Kings Highway and Chippewa complete more orders successfully.
Can we stop on the way to eat?
Yeah, I'm starving. Can we get a filet of fish?
We could stop somewhere and get
I'm not
something.
saying that right now.
I would eat the ass out of a goat.
We could go through a drive-through on the
I
podcast.
am happy to stop wherever you guys want to stop.
I mean, how long is the drive?
It's 5.5 hours.
5 hours, 5.5.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry. I just wanted
Well, I remember Joe used to have to pee like every 10 miles.
That's very true. Also, I might have to poop at some point.
Jacob, will you quit doing that to Chris Hanich? We're hotboxing.
I will turn this around.
Is this a 4Runner?
I will turn this motherfucker around.
What is this, a 4Runner?
4Runner. It's a good vehicle.
It's a nice car.
I like it. I want to get one.
It's a quality machine.
No, it is not a hybrid.
This is just pure petrol, huh?
gas,
Dinosaur bones, daddy.
In this economy?
In this economy, forget about it.
Fuck you, libtards.
Wow.
Libtards.
Wow. Corbin, baby.
I eat this shit. I put it on bread with mustard and I eat this shit.
I just saw this last night. Nelly's former mansion owned by alleged cult. It's from my favorite local journalism outlet, the RFT, which used to just be a place where you would like hire strippers out of, maybe buy a futon.
Are they satanic?
So a church accused of being a cult is the new owner of the crumbling Wildwood Mansion, previously owned by rap superstar Nelly. This is the same mansion we talked about that he left like abandoned and he had like torn the floor up. I guessed maybe he was going to order a new expensive floor, but then decided to abandon the mansion and so didn't pull the trigger on the nice floors, but just left the subfloor in there.
You just left one of those little Band-Aids in the ground.
According to St. Louis County property records, the St. Louis-based Kingdom of God Global Church bought the 10,000 square foot Tuscan-style pad near Hidden Valley last year. It is hardly the church's only high-value holding in the area. Run by 49-year-old David E. Taylor. Oh, Clay, this is the guy from TikTok. David Taylor's the guy in all the depositions on TikTok.
Who?
Didn't I send you these?
No.
Kingdom of God Global Church also owns a 5-bedroom, 9-bathroom residence on Tim Page Drive in Chesterfield.
Why do you need 9 bathrooms?
The house has a 600 square foot pool. Wow. Zillow values the home at $2.1 million. So David Taylor, I believe, is the pastor. He's an African-American gentleman. Who?
Why does that matter?
I'm just trying to paint the picture for
do
the
you
audience.
say that?
He's a pudgier guy.
What is that?
Vaguely 40, I'd say, and he's in all these depositions on TikTok about how he spends the church's money, and then they cut it together with footage of his
wealth,
his
magnificence,
his services, where he's asking for the donations. Yeah, David Taylor, Joshua Media Ministries International, and God's Kingdom Church. So
I've never heard of any of this.
Okay, so I'll post a picture of him in the Patreon so people know who we're talking about later.
Oh, good.
But, okay, so that makes sense. It's just the stories coming together. We live in a simulation, Donnie. God forbid it be another cult that I hadn't heard of. I know about the cult already.
So, but what's the controversy? So a cult buys a house. Who gives a shit?
I think anything that church does right now is a controversy.
Well, did they buy the house to fix it up and use it for a purpose that is involving the cult, or are they just kind of like buying the property and squatting in the house?
The church owns a bunch of properties that I think he just lives in. And so he like uses the church's money to grow a real estate kind of portfolio.
To make the church seem bigger than it is.
They had like bank records of like him buying like Louis Vuitton suits on the church's dime. And acting like that's part of his deal, his employment package.
So he's being investigated.
Yeah, so there's some.
Oh, like that lady who took all the Black Lives Matter money and bought a big old house?
No.
She took all. Well, no. Remember the lady did thing? She got called out for it, investigated.
We got to bring that up on my platform.
Well, it's a very similar thing. It's someone using money for their own personal needs instead of for the purpose of the movement that they're backing.
The weather is just popping. You got to connect with Mother Earth. Drink some milk straight out of the cow. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting hot in her.
Suck some mud. Swallow a whole fish. Let the tiny creatures of the universe course through you. You'll get diarrhea. It's part of the process. Did I mention on the show yet that I want to be Missouri's first ayahuasca shaman?
Ayahuasca. Jacob, go ahead.
So ayahuasca is a psychedelic cactus-like plant, and people do it in like teepees, and you're high for like 3 days, and you shit all over yourself, and you see Jesus.
It's like peyote, but better.
And so next up, they're going to go recreational in Missouri with cannabis. It's on its way right now. And then psilocybin has historically been next for states that have done this.
No, wait, what is psilocybin?
Mushrooms. Oh, I want one of those. We just saw the most beautiful, some kind of row hacker, some kind of tractor system.
John Deere is also in trouble,
Heavy
but we won't talk about that.
Dog.
John Deere's in trouble?
You wouldn't talk
John
about
Deere's
gas
in trouble.
mileage. You know what I'm saying, girl?
We went to Andy's last Sunday. He's got a nice place over there. Got 10 acres.
There's another one of those.
Andy's a patron of this show.
He is a patron of the show. No, so John Deere's in trouble right now, too. But Jacob, back to the topic we were talking about. What is psilocybin?
Oh, psilocybin mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms.
Oh, I love those.
And then ayahuasca's going to be next, so I want to start moonlighting Jefferson City, putting down the grassroots. I'll charge people like $5,000. They can come to my teepee for the weekend. They'll shit all over the place. I'll mop it up. They'll see Jesus. They'll go back
Wait,
happy.
the grassroots, like Creed Bratton grassroots?
No. I just want to get it on the ground floor.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, yeah.
That's what, I thought you were talking about the band for a second. But also, now that we're out here and we've been talking about it, I just don't really care about the ayahuasca thing anymore. John Deere's in trouble because basically, so they made it a way where they were having people go out to service their equipment in people's farmlands and things like that instead of having them come to a certain station to do so. But then they took that away. If they found anybody who was using outside of John Deere's company to service their vehicles, they could remotely shut down their equipment and make it useless unless John Deere was our only supplier of services to that equipment that they bought from John Deere.
Remotely, huh?
And so I forget what it's called. Actually, my friend Zach would be able to help with this because he told me all about it. So John Deere got into a lot of trouble because basically they were fucking over a lot of people.
Yeah, but that's effectively the same as GM or anybody else, where you have to, if you're a garage, you have to buy really big expensive machines to service only GM cars. And so even with that Grand Caravan that I had, I would take it to Roger, Heather's friend or whatever. He couldn't do certain things in that car because he
without the proprietary equipment.
Right. So it's almost the same thing.
But then let's say GM stopped selling the equipment capable of servicing their vehicles to the shops that were trying to buy those to better service the vehicles, and you could only go to GM distributors or dealerships to get the services.
That's basically the same thing.
Very similar.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we should dox them and get them out in the open too. Who else can we expose?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know.
Dolly Parton is doing Taco Bell's Mexican Pizza the musical. That's not fake.
Yeah.
Is that like when they do the action movie cuts for the fries?
It's only
the nacho fries.
Seconds long or something.
Oh, is that the thing?
A minute long or something like that. Yeah.
U.S. actor Kevin Spacey has been charged with 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men.
What year is it?
Britain's Crown Prosecution Service said on Thursday. So this is in England. And one of the charges was like forced penetration.
So it was American children and now English adult men.
Yeah.
But when your career is as low as his at this point in time.
Well, I think one of the Brits was 16 as well.
Yikes.
Yeah,
16-year-old Brits.
16-year-old Brits.
I mean, at least they had pubes.
You guys know Kevin Samuels?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, they got solar panels. They got a lake.
Lovely estate.
I bet there's fish in that lake.
I'd love to have a pond right on the side of the highway.
Is that a lake or a pond? How big does
I see 2 ponds.
How big does a pond have to be a lake?
Men dug those ponds.
Where's the cutoff? Is it like a square footage thing,
gallons.
Or a cubic footage? Gallons.
It's a measurement of gallons.
This many gallons makes it a lake over a pond.
That's important for recipes.
Exactly. Turn into a lake.
When does a pond become a lake?
When does a creek become a creek become a river?
Do you tell a body of water that it was man dug?
Is a pond like a baby of a lake?
Is it like a spawn? Does a lake give yield to a nearby pond?
Do fish ever miss their old neighborhood? Thoughts?
That's a good question, Donnie. Kevin Samuels, a polarizing YouTube personality, dies at 57. I just saw a crazy TikTok of him.
I'm 57.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
You're 57?
I haven't made it.
You haven't made a TikTok.
I've never been on TikTok.
You don't look a day over 52.
I've never been on
I just saw a crazy TikTok of Kevin Samuels from March 31st. He's a image consultant who's been doing these social media posts where he like verbally abuses women who say they want a high value man is the terminology they use, but they're not like a 6 and they act like they're a 10, and that's his terminology, not me. And Clay, you'd recognize him if you saw him.
What were you talking about? I'm sorry.
But on March 31st, he had a TikTok where he read an alleged letter by Willow Smith to Tupac,
Will Smith's
asking
daughter,
for Tupac to come back so her mother, Jada Pinkett Smith, could be happy. So apparently Jada Pinkett Smith is in love with Tupac, and apparently Kevin Samuels had access to a letter that Willow Smith, I guess it leaked online, had written to Tupac as a child. And then Kevin Samuels fucking died. And then Vivica Fox went online and was all like, see, that's what you get. And people were mad about that. But you guys don't know, so it's not as interesting. We can keep pushing.
The sad thing is that he lived to be 57.
Who did?
This guy. Because
Tupac?
He sounds like a dirtbag. No, not Tupac.
No, yeah, he's been divorced 3 times, but then he gets on. I wish I had prepared some of his clips. He literally will ask women, like he'll get on a live call with a woman on his Instagram or his TikTok or whatever, and then they'll be coming to him with like relationship advice because that's what he's selling. But then he's all like, listen, if you're a 6, you're not going to attract a high value man that makes 6 figures and has a career and blah, blah, blah. And then...
Well, that's not exactly fair. Some people who have money are interested in the quality of someone's spirit, mind, soul.
Or if they got that grip.
If they got that grip,
if they can just shred gnarly,
maybe they met them in the earlier years, but then they're so in love with that person, and things change over time. Like look at Pierce Brosnan and his Brosnan and his wife,
his old ugly ass wife.
Hold on, she's still beautiful, but she's definitely not what she looked like back when they met. But he's still in love with her every day more than he was the day before.
Hugh Jackman, same thing.
Hugh Jackman, very similar.
Gay as a bottle of chips.
That is not true.
He is queer as a blade.
I don't think you can.
Just because a guy can dance like that.
On this platform,
you're calling Wolverine gay?
Wolverine is so gay.
Really? I mean, he might attract the gays, but
definitely. That's the problem.
Doesn't mean he's gay.
That's the problem with.
He's just saying it takes a very specific demographic to get those claws up. You know what I'm saying?
You want to claw it up, Daddy?
You get claws up at one
mutton
time.
chops. Ay, ay, ay!
And it probably takes more than a 16-year-old Brit, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're coming full circle here.
It takes 1 per claw.
God, this may be Patreon exclusive. Okay, here's a good one. My friends and I were talking about the other night. I was watching this great Netflix series called 2-Sentence Horror Stories, where people write 2 sentences that then inspires a whole horror story. It's a one-off episode. It's like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but for adults.
Like an anthology series.
And there's this one where these 2 lesbians are going to a weekend excursion.
Scary! Oh my God, scary!
That's the end. That's the end of the 2 sentences right there.
And the one of them really doesn't want to go, and then everyone in the town on the way in is really
on a trip.
And it turns out that everyone in the town are werewolves, and then the one lesbian is secretly a vampire, and so it raises the question at the end. If you found out your significant other is a vampire, would you change to be a vampire forever with them? Question 1. If Cindy was a vampire, would you want to be a vampire too, so you could be vampires together forever?
Boy,
that sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Or if you could have done it, would you have done it like 10, 15 years ago?
Well, and this is the next question. Think about that question for a minute.
Okay.
the next question is,
Let it
do you
marinate.
need to lose weight before becoming a vampire?
Yeah, because otherwise you're stuck.
Or does becoming a vampire chisel you down to peak form? There's two different schools of thought on this.
Okay, now listen, I understand that completely, and I have my thoughts on that then.
Here's the thing. I don't want this giant gut for eternity. That would be weird. What if fat people go extinct and I'm the last fat guy living forever? That's not going to make sense to anybody. So if I'm going to be frozen like this, I'd want to wait until I could trim up and train for my transformation. However, some people think that when you become a vampire, you achieve a superhuman strength and physique.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I mean, all right, so your body is still a physical body as a vampire, and that body still needs nutrients and everything else. So, I mean, this is where, to me, all, like, supernatural, like, things drive me crazy, because the laws of physics don't apply.
It's like the zombie thing. We had this conversation once about, wouldn't zombies, like, rot to pieces? And it's like, well, they wouldn't be moving around then. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's obviously fundamentally different.
If you're a fat vampire...
Yes.
What's keeping you fat? Physically, nothing is, because you're sucking blood.
But isn't your aging suspended?
But when you suck that blood, do you digest it? I mean, are you pissing blood? Are you pooping blood?
Well, that's the thing.
Do vampires poop?
Now, you're getting all those nutrients from the blood, but you're probably not getting nearly as much sugar and fat as you were on your usual human diet.
It depends.
So then your body could metabolize if it is capable of doing so.
So I guess if we went back to
if you suck off a diabetic, suck diabetic blood, then it might be a little more of a high sugar thing.
Sometimes my urine smells like cornflakes.
Like, let's say you suck the blood of somebody in, like, Wichita, Kansas. It's probably full of, like, gas station sodas.
Banana
and
milkshakes.
whatever, you know?
Saying that about Wichita.
What?
That they all taste like, I mean, like, there are other...
I'm saying a rural Midwestern-style town.
So overgeneralizing right there.
I'm from St. Louis. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Temperature keep changing. Is that you're in the heat?
Yeah, I'm really hot.
Yeah, I think...
Clay, quit putting your fucking knee on my cold spot.
I can scoot the chair back, but I don't want to hurt Donnie.
Pause. Okay, we're rolling. And so the question came up, can a vampire fly? Donnie said he would like to become a vampire if it means he could then fly. But then also we were talking about, like, if you're a fat vampire and you turn into a bat, are you a fat bat? And then we started talking about sexiest movie monsters, which is something we have prepared here.
Well, before we jump into that, also, it's like, what else do you, like, retain when you turn into a vampire? What if you have horrible sciatica? You know, what if you have really bad joint pain? Will you keep your carpal tunnel forever if you have eternal life?
What if you've got silver fillings in your teeth?
What if you ate a shit ton of garlic right before one tried to turn you?
Do vampires drink beer?
They don't drink, they can't have anything.
According to
but
True
blood.
Blood, which is a huge source of this folklore for a lot of my audience that I've hit this question to already, True Blood indicates that they get, like, physically sick if they eat anything other than blood.
But then also, in the CW show Supernatural, vampires were getting by laying low off the radar by killing and eating livestock blood instead of human blood. And then they were just blaming it on other people, cultists and shit, too. And they were surviving on that without getting ill. Well, it wasn't like what they preferred? No. Yeah. But it's kind of like, oh, you know, we don't have that. Would you like Dr. Thunder instead of Dr. Pepper?
And True Blood is a very, like, medically thought out sort of version of the lore, whereas, like, Bram Stoker's Dracula, he was like an undead, like, in between life and death sort of a creature. It was different than, and like in Buffy, like the blood was like their life force is what kind of kept them animated. And
well, it isn't True Blood. I mean, the name of that show is synthetic. It's man-made blood for vampires.
Right.
So that
which is similar to the Blade mythology, where Blade needed the serum.
Oh, yeah, and also in the Blade movies, they had blood farms, which were people that were willing to just be in these, just like, pods and be farmed for their blood. Well, then, would people, especially in this day and age, with everyone being as they are, would they prefer organic, free-range blood as opposed to the farmed blood?
Yeah, I want grass-fed blood.
Exactly. And so then what do you feed your farm animals if you're going to harvest their blood to make sure that it's the richest, most just decadent and delicious blood you've ever experienced?
Okay, so here's a fun thing.
Vampire what they want.
So pick a movie, keep one character, and replace the rest of the characters with Muppets.
So we're getting off the monster thing entirely.
No, we're going back to it.
Okay.
How about Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael King?
No, okay, so that's already that way. That's already that way.
All right.
So
I would replace Michael Caine with a Muppet and make Grover the real person.
Which one's Grover?
Grover's the blue one with the orange nose. Super Grover.
And is he like he's the accountant guy?
No, that's the cow. That's the. You mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
blue and fuzzy.
No, but I'm talking about in the Christmas Carol or a Muppet Christmas.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. I just saw that with the orchestra last Christmas.
This would be a really good one. What about Die Hard? And the only person that's still a person and not a Muppet is Alan Rickman.
So Bruce Willis is a Muppet too?
Bruce Willis is also a Muppet.
Would be Bruce Willis.
Oh, you want to use the actual cast of the Muppet, not just make them into Muppet-style dolls?
No, but I'm just thinking if you're going to replace Bruce Willis...
So you can't... Do you make a Bruce Willis Muppet, or are you saying Kermit's going to be like Bruce Willis?
No, it's got to be one of the Muppets. I'm thinking if you're replacing the main guy... And like Hans Gruber could be a Muppet. You could just make him whatever Muppet. Just make a German Muppet.
Well, Oscar the Grouch would be the cop.
Oh my God, what if Hans Gruber was the French chef?
That would be good. Or Beaker.
Or Animal.
Oh, no, actually Bruce Willis would be Animal, crawling through the ducts and shit. That'd be good.
An Animal having that same dialogue as Bruce Willis. I'm wearing my Yippee-Ki-Yay motherfucking t-shirt right now.
It's an idea.
I liked the movie Swordfish with John Travolta and Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry. If it's just Muppets and topless Halle Berry.
The whole movie is
her in her bikini bottoms.
Oh, that's good.
Chi-Chi's out.
Hugh Jackman as a hacker isn't already weird enough. Let's make him a Muppet.
Kermit could be Hugh Jackman.
How about Face Off with John Travolta and Nick Cage, right?
Dude.
But they switch faces, so one of them would have a Muppet face.
Oh my God! And the other one would just be John Travolta or Nick Cage. Actually, it would have to be Nick Cage. He was so good in that.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of which, I just saw that Nick Cage movie that came out recently. The Unbearable Weight of Meltdown or whatever. Yeah, Pedro Pascal did a wonderful job in that.
He's great.
And Nick Cage did a wonderful job just trying to be as much of how everyone sees him as he could be. Like he did a great job. Thoroughly enjoyed. Also, $2 Tuesdays, great time to go see a movie.
Did you see Pig?
I saw Pig.
I thought Pig was great.
I heard Pig was amazing.
Oh God, I was so sad at the end. No spoilers.
Was there a pig? At the end of the movie is just him crying while eating bacon.
Just say one word. Roast. Yeah.
Spoiler.
That doesn't really happen.
Oh, probably could move on from that topic.
Oh, hang on.
So we had another topic.
Okay.
I had a good Muppet one though.
A movie?
Yeah. I don't know.
What was it?
How about Castaway?
Yeah, Castaway.
And the only person that's not a Muppet is Wilson.
Volleyball.
Castaway with just Wilson and the Muppets.
Wilson! Exactly.
I keep confusing Muppets and Sesame Street, so I keep thinking like...
Are they not the same shit?
Is it?
They're different shit?
No, they are different.
They're different shit.
Grover, Sesame Street.
Grover, Sesame Street, Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch,
I
the
thought
Count,
they were all Muppets.
Elmo,
Yeah, are they
all Sesame Street.
But does that
No,
make
they're
Big Bird a
puppets.
Muppet?
They're puppets. Big Bird is a giant puppet.
You're telling me Kermit was never on Sesame Street?
Kermit was never on Sesame Street, unless they did some sort of crossover.
Kermit started on Sesame Street.
But Miss Piggy,
I got a question.
Grover was a Muppet, wasn't he?
You have a pond, you have a lake. How big?
Donnie's asking somebody.
Who's he calling?
I don't know. He's got a lake guy.
Donnie just came
Donnie's on
back
call.
in. He's on the phone with somebody asking about the lake pond question from 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, we're hot again. And so Donnie was asking, we phoned a friend and tried to figure out when a pond becomes a lake, or if it's a lake or a pond, and we don't know. We still don't know.
Did you say 4 acres?
And Clay has this
That
problem.
was just a guess.
4 acres? But that has nothing to do with anything.
Is it cubic acres?
So we called a guy and he guessed.
I didn't hear the word gallons in any of that.
No, it's measured in gallons, Donnie.
Yeah.
It's gallons, brother. Pond versus lake.
He's saying it's acres. Now, is that acres above the surface
Lakes
or below?
are normally much deeper than ponds and have a larger surface area.
But where's the cutoff?
Where's the
I'm looking.
We don't care how deep it is.
Listen, bitches.
Because there are some ponds that are deeper
Lakes tend to be larger and or deeper, but numerous examples exist of ponds that are larger and deeper than lakes. So the problem is we don't have a standard.
So you get to decide what it is?
Echo Lake in Conway is 14 acres in surface area and a maximum depth of 11 feet, while Island Pond in Derry is nearly 500 acres and 80 feet.
500 acres?
Yeah, so there's not a standard. Somebody has to regulate that. Derry.
Actually, I think that's fucking. We need to get some petitions signed.
I can't work on that.
We need to take this to the Supreme Court
thing.
So you should call it whatever you want to call it.
It looks like that way.
Well, I'm gonna call it a fucking ocean.
It's an ocean.
Look at that ocean.
No, it's definitely not an ocean.
No. If no one is differentiating for us,
Right.
we have to differentiate for
What's the
ourselves.
definition of an ocean, then?
This is where anarchy begins.
So, one of the topics Clay and I had discussed when we were talking about movies was top bi-curious sexual awakenings in film. We have some examples.
The Mummy.
The Mummy is number one on my list.
100%.
The Mummy, 1999, Brendan Fraser.
Explain how that's bi-curious.
Because
it's Brendan Fraser.
I would
and
hold hands with anybody in that movie.
And oh god, what's her name?
It doesn't make the movie
Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz, a fucking babe.
So
It's like what's the movie that you've seen that you would bang everybody in the leading cast, regardless of gender?
Top build.
Me?
Yes.
I would probably say Muppets Christmas Carol.
God damn it, there he goes
knew it.
again.
Michael Caine probably could lay some pipe down.
I heard that Michael Caine does have a
Michael
pipe to
Caine's
lay.
got a cane. You know what I'm saying, dog? In his pants. Trouser snake. They call him trousers over there.
That's true, yeah.
Trouser snake. Rocky Horror Picture Show is a popular
Very
choice.
popular one there.
And that it makes you kind of question.
So your question is, it's not formatively the film, it is
The cast.
No, it's not even the cast. It's your interpretation or what you bring to
Yeah, it's subjective. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, but when you're talking about like a bi-curious film, it sounds like it's a film that its intent is to
bi-curious awakenings.
From the fan point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. In the fan experience. I've never been on the set of a major feature
Like
film.
like Wild Things. Matt Dillon, very attractive in that movie. Kevin Bacon, very attractive in that movie.
I have the gain set for the mic to be on the mirror.
So in other words, you're like really hot.
There you go. Sorry, I'm gonna put it back. There you go.
Oh, not like that.
Sad microphone.
It's cold in here.
There you go.
Did you say
So yeah.
No, that's not what I want. That's not the result I want. I'll just cut your mic back down a little bit.
Oh, do that.
You can hold it.
I'm sorry, I was trying to be helpful.
You're okay. It's just, this is what my best friends, Tina and Libby from Slop City Podcast, just did a podcast on the road, and that's kind of what gave me the idea that we could do this, and it's a nightmare. It's hard to do a podcast
I just
on
want
the
to make
road.
everything right for everybody.
Lost Boys, 1985. You want to talk about some jail bait, honey. Vampires in the House. Kiefer, dog. Clay, did you ever see The Lost Boys?
Yeah. But would you agree that was like one of those? I mean, yes, okay, like sexy monster.
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland as a vampire in Lost Boys, fantastic.
Sexy
Good
monster.
job there.
Oh my God, Brendan Fraser's George of the Jungle.
Corey, what's his name?
Corey Feldman, dog.
Feldman. Yeah, he was a child in that movie.
Michael Keaton's Batman turtleneck. The turtleneck he wears in 1989, the Batman.
Yeah.
Really good.
With the glasses, good look.
Really good look.
With the hair. It was high and tight, but still curly.
Mm-hmm. The Sirens and Oh Brother Where Art Thou made my wife question her sexuality.
Didn't they just make us all do that?
She told me that.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hobbits. Hobbits are, it's weird to be attracted to a hobbit, right?
Hobbits.
But people are. The Fifth Element. Hello.
That's a good one.
Hello.
Actually, yeah, that's not even a horror
I mean, that is a sexy movie.
Those everyone's very
hippo things.
Oh, in the very beginning? Like the alien robot hippo crossbreed thing?
I like the
Lulu Dallas
blue milk
multi
dinosaurs in The Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah, that blue titty milk. Everyone wants to talk about
Blue
that.
dinosaur titty milk.
Those hillside titty beasts.
Mm-hmm. I would say, what was the name of those dinosaur movies that you guys loved as a little kid?
The Land Before Time.
Land Before Time.
Hey, fuck you.
Those were great movies. People still cry at the first one.
Off mic earlier, we were talking a little bit about the sexiest movie monsters.
Leprechaun from
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah,
That's Donnie's favorite.
That's the best one out of all of those.
Are you saying you're sexually attracted to that leprechaun, though?
That's a hot leprechaun.
Oh, wow. Hot take.
Fucking,
I've never seen
That's a sweet. Oh, my God. You've never seen Leprechaun in the Hood? We're watching it at Tom's later.
Dude, it is. It's
I bet you I
good.
can get it.
The first Leprechaun had Jennifer Aniston in it.
And Jenny Annie, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the old
Hey, did
this
you
is
ever
the fifth
see-
one was in the Hood.
Did you ever see... Did you? What's it like? Did you ever see The Last Supper, that early Cameron Diaz movie where her and all her grad student roommates take people to dinner and then they poison them and bury them in the backyard and grow tomatoes on their bodies?
Yeah, I've seen it.
No.
I thought that was fried green tomatoes.
No, I thought that was fried green tomatoes. No, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Ron Perlman, or is it Lou Pearlman?
Ron Perlman is the...
Yeah, Ron Perlman is Hellboy. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like this Rush Limbaugh character in that movie, and then the ending with him is really great. But he kind of gives them the idea of that there's all these bad people, we got to poison them, and they start with this kidnapper hillbilly guy. It's really great. Sexiest Movie Monsters. Didn't they take the creature from the Black Lagoon and make that movie, The Shape of Water, like about
Kinda.
him like porking that broad?
Yeah.
Well, it's not porking because that would be not fish.
Yeah, he's pescatarian.
He's floundering.
He's floundering that broad.
Shrimping.
He's shrimping that lady, dog. Because apparently there was a
giving
whole
her
line of
the
like,
eel.
there was a whole line of fish person sex toys after that movie came out.
Well, have you guys heard about those alien dick sex toys where then you can birth silicone eggs out of it into you?
How have I not?
Yeah.
What?
No, I need one of those.
It's these long phallic alien tentacle-looking things that have an opening at the end of the head, as most phallics do. Phallicodes. And then they come with their own lubricant and their own silicone eggs that you can push through the shaft into yourself.
I don't know that I like this.
As sort of like a breeding kink / weird monster kink / weird, puss farting out an egg kind of thing.
Oh my God.
For whatever reason, I do see those ads on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Wish.com. It's a big thing. I don't know. It's just an interesting concept.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay right now.
But in our day, you could buy sea monkeys from the back of Rolling Stone magazine.
Yeah, I remember that.
Donnie. You're out of your element, Donnie.
There's one thing I do remember. It's the sea monkeys from
He doesn't want to participate, and then you say sea monkeys. He's like, I remember. I was there. I had sea monkeys. I had a Tamagotchi, and that was hard because you knew ultimately all that would happen is it would either break or you would neglect it to death.
Yeah.
There's no sending the Tamagotchi off to college.
Some nice Tamagotchi are you then?
What kind of seats we got today?
Yeah, how are the seats, you rat bastard? There's no elevators at Wrigley Field.
They're the cheapest ones I can find, so they're really high.
Oh, fuck yeah. Nosebleeds, baby.
We're going nosebleeds. I brought Dramamine.
Nosebleeds at Wrigley.
Nosebleeds at Wrigley Field.
I'll try the harmonies for you.
Nosebleeds at Wrigley. That's not bad. For a first take?
I'm going to cut it.
On four.
On to
1,
the
2,
next one.
3, 4. Nosebleeds at Wrigley. Oh, yeah.
223 miles to Chicago.
223 more miles. This may be a multiple parter. I haven't eaten a goddamn thing.
We'll
I've
stop
had a
and get
sparkling
food at
water
some
and a
point.
Diet Coke.
Listen, Cindy packed
Snacks.
bags of
Christ.
cookies.
Christ!
Chips and cookies.
Chips and dips and whips and grips.
And there's an open bag of...
Watch it. I got the equipment.
Jacob, should we get back onto a certain topic here?
Why? We're doing great. This is all good content.
So, Ronnie, not the red bag with the mole sauce. That's all Tom stuff. The other
green
bag.
Got a lot of chips and stuff.
Why does Tom need Mall's sauce?
You can't buy it.
You can't buy Malls in Chicago?
What's a Mall's sauce?
I should have brought
The
some
sauce
with
you only get
me.
at Mall?
Can I eat somebody's chili?
Yeah.
Burritos?
Mall like the shopping complex?
Johnny, there's a Ziploc of cookies back there. Would you
Okay.
grab me a cookie or...
Oh, okay.
Malls, M-A-U-L.
Can't be sick.
I need to suck start it. Can you suck start it?
Yeah.
It's, clogs up.
You've never heard of Mall's barbecue?
That's not in the green bag. Must be in the red bag.
No.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Don't taste
I'm fine with
your
it.
barbecue.
Oh, you gotta really
She had a
force
lot
it.
of stuff in there.
I know. I was like,
Holy fuck.
it's only one.
We got
thing.
snacks.
It's like Jake and Claire with you.
It's like
That's
Darth
true.
Maul.
There's probably a 32-ounce porterhouse back
sauce.
there with my name on it.
Sauce made by Darth Maul.
But you got to get those Mall.
Hey guys, I was just thinking about
You
this
really gotta
today.
coax it out.
I was listening to a podcast and he was talking to a comedian about some of his early bits, and he had a bit about an inmate's last meal. An inmate on death row had ordered a whole bunch of ice cream, and that's all he wanted. And then I was thinking, I'd probably just want like a big 32-ounce tomahawk ribeye and 4 McDonald's Diet Cokes.
It's really all you need.
I think I would probably order whatever takes the longest to
I don't
get.
see any Ziploc bags in these two
Wait,
bags.
did you see? There's no bag of cookies back there.
I'm looking. So far, it's been Mars barbecue sauce,
You're in the wrong bag.
Not that
potato
bad.
chips, and cookies.
Like, for instance, if I were on death row, I would want to be on death row in a very far away place, like maybe Hawaii, and I would want to make sure that they get me as my last meal a Poncho's
the
breakfast
death penalty
burrito
in
from
Hawaii?
Kansas
There
City.
you go.
Lobster. Oh wow.
Maine lobster while I'm in Hawaii on death row.
Yeah, I want him to fly it in.
Fresh. And if it smells too fishy, I know that it was out in the elements too long.
Yeah, they left it on the tarmac for too many minutes.
Exactly.
Either that, or you order that fish that if they don't make it exactly right, it'll kill you.
Tarmac tilapia.
Fish. Yeah, and then you just eat that.
Yeah, it's not about the cooking, it's about butchering it.
Yeah, you bank on the fact that they're going to do it wrong.
And so then you
The
just
fish
die of
gets
blowfish
you,
poisoning.
not the chicken.
And then they don't get to stick the needle in you. You get to stick
it's
it
like
to the
that
man
guy-
one last
I'm
time.
like this. Fuck you.
It's like that guy that's on death row that's allergic
You're
to
not gonna murder
peanuts,
me.
and he gets a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as his last meal, and so he knows that it'll kill him before they get to him. Yeah.
Really?
Is that real?
Can I have a cookie?
I don't know if it was a real thing.
I'm sure that could happen. Would you want to die of anaphylactic shock, though?
I don't know.
I've never died of anaphylactic
If you're
shock.
gonna die anyway, when you want to die, sticking it to the man.
So
peanut
then,
butter?
wait, here's the movie then. The guy does that. He eats the sandwich. Last minute pardon from the governor. Too late.
And he's covered in peanut butter. And he's choking to death on his own dick.
Yeah. Wait. Is that how anaphylactic shock works?
Mm-hmm.
Your dick goes in your mouth.
All the swelling and stuff is very real, but the closing of the throat isn't actually real. So what they do is, like, fuck, he's going in anaphylactic shock. They cut your dick off and shove it down your throat, and it seals all the crevices.
Wow.
And you asphyxiate.
But an EpiPen will stop someone from cutting your dick off.
It makes your dick impermeable.
That makes sense.
Sorry, I'm eating the chewiest cookie on the planet.
The one I just had was delicious.
It is good.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks, CC. Do you guys believe in Satan?
Cindy shows her love through food.
Yeah.
And so you can't say, like, no thanks for the chips. It's too many. If you do, you're just, like, spitting in her face.
Do you guys like to hang around gymnasiums?
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Like movies with Vikings.
One of the traditions we listen to, I wish we could be set up for this. Maybe on the way back I can finagle it. That we listen to the Jerky Boys on the way up to Chicago. I'm sure we'll get to it here in a minute because we got 3,000 miles left to go. God damn!
Probably 217 at this point.
And prank calls.
17. Donnie, have you ever heard the Jerky Boys?
Yeah.
They're boys. They like jerky.
Who's got the cookies?
Who's got the cookies? It's snack time.
For a reference point, we are going through Divernon, Illinois. Divernon? Divernon, Illinois? What else is going on, Jacob?
Back on the road.
Wait, do you want it to be again up here? Or
No, you can hold it.
It's time to leave you now.
We're back on the road. Jacob V. Weekly, live from the hellscape of Illinois. We spent the weekend with the Cubs and the Cardinals and the great Lori Lightfoot and the People's Republic of Chicago. Got our asses kicked last night by the Cubs. They were just...
We didn't get our asses kicked.
I didn't feel good about it.
7-5.
I ended up being 7-5.
We just beat them today 14 to 9? 14 to
5.
14 to 5.
14-5 today, but we didn't go to the game today. Woke up this morning, went to the Dunkin' Donuts in Skokie. Had a bacon, egg, and cheese. I had a croissant and a donut. Clay, what did you have?
I had 2 donuts and a nice coffee.
Why would you whisper?
I had 2 donuts and a nice coffee.
Don't scream into it.
I had 2 donuts and a nice coffee.
I had the biggest iced coffee they had. And then we went over to Evanston and went to Vintage Vinyl of Chicago, and I got way too many things. I got Sade. I got Smooth Operator. Sade. Smooth Operator. Sade. Sade. And then we went to Chicago Music Exchange, where picking out what you're going to buy takes about 30 minutes, and then buying it takes about 90 minutes.
And then realizing you got rang up for the wrong thing and they want to fix that problem takes another 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I got a couple guitar pedals, and I wanted to put them on my Chicago Music Exchange credit card that I've had since last summer when I bought my CME exclusive Stratocaster.
Jacob, now your wife's going to know that you bought new guitar pedals.
It doesn't matter. She doesn't listen to this.
Oh, okay.
And then and then my CME credit card wouldn't work because I've never used it in person before. And so I just wanted to use my debit card, but then they charged me for a new JHS Clover, and I was getting the used one. So
boring.
I know, it was hard. It was hard. It was a hard day.
Boring.
But then, actually, lovely little surprise. We went to the Art of Pizza, #1 voted deep dish in Chicago. I had 2 slices of the stuffed sausage, which is the sauce on the top style.
I don't think it was #1 voted in Chicago, but it
was. Maybe not most recently.
Maybe not today, but they had a poster.
At some point.
1983.
In 1983, that was the #1 deep dish in Chicago.
And then, actually, different thing. Actually, I read an article that 1983 was the best year for pizza in the whole country.
Why?
So that
How
says
did
a
they
lot.
decide that?
I don't know. It was in People magazine.
People magazine, best year for pizza, 1983.
Those were the good old days, weren't they? So you get pizza anywhere.
Johnny, what was your favorite pizza in 1983?
I don't know.
There you go, people.
Don't talk to my audience. I fucking hate when you do that.
They're not your audience.
Oh my God.
They're our audience right now.
So now we're on our way back, and this is why I don't go to Chicago more often, is because this part right fucking here. We are in Pontiac.
I will take this part over the last fucking 2.5 hours.
I was asleep for the last 2.5 hours, though, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Did that used to be a landfill over there, you think, and now it's just a grass mountain?
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It looks, oh, look at the rolling hills of trash!
Hey, it might be an Indian mountain.
No, I don't think you could say that.
You can say it's an indigenous
It's a
person.
landfill.
It's a landfill. Ain't no Indians. I ain't seen any Indians since we've been out here. So, I'm dealing with this. We're going through it. But, this is sort of a man pilgrimage we do.
Pontiac is a native Indian tribe. Maybe it is.
Well, then, if we go to Pontiac, I want to see everyone's tribal permit. We were just driving. I think we're driving through it. It's coming up.
Yeah, it's a very...
Yeah, let's go to historic downtown Pontiac, Illinois.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Were there any Native American tribes that lived around Pond, Michigan?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
The Pondies.
The Pondies of Pond,
Oh,
Michigan.
we did that this morning, waiting for the record store to open. We went through where the rich people live
Holy shit, they were rich.
and looked at the lake, and it was gorgeous. It was nice and clear and blue.
Wilmette.
And
Yeah, Wilmette.
being next to the lake in Milwaukee is very different. And Tom was telling us the sand all blows to the east or something
Southeast.
because of the storm patterns. And so apparently it's prettier in Chicago than it is in Milwaukee. And I believe it, because in Milwaukee, the water itself is pretty enough, but it's all rocky and there's like dead fish everywhere.
Yeah, but they got good beer.
They got good beer in both places. I'm also sober for the troops.
Look at that.
Look at this Dynamax XL, brother.
I did my best
It looks
last
like a
night to
tour
be
bus.
drunk enough for the both of us.
Oh, no, that's like a work truck. That's a
I did
weird
not
car.
succeed.
I thought it was an RV from the back.
That is an RV, isn't it?
But the front of it's like a Mack truck.
From the front of it, kind of looks like that truck from Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get that truck? So
Where'd you get that truck?
we've been going on about the pond versus lake thing. I maintain you measure it in gallons, but nobody else seems to agree. And historically, we can't really find any context to determine a standard for the discernment. So, I don't know. Who knows? Pontiac Flanagan. Nosebleeds at Wrigley. Nosebleeds at Wrigley. The park itself was beautiful yesterday. Last night was beautiful weather for a game. We stayed for every last motherfucking inning because we parked in the $40 spot, not the $60 spot. We probably could have left earlier.
No, it means we were blocked in. So
we weren't blocked in.
We weren't blocked in when we got back to the car.
Got back to the car, but who knows? Because we stayed for the whole fucking game.
We were blocked in when we went to the game. I remember.
But if you're going to drive all the way here, why are you going to leave early? Yeah, you know what I mean? What else are we trying to do?
Oh, Chris, we stopped at a Love's when we could have fucking gone to the Wally's.
Well, and then we went to...
Oh, fuck, I didn't know there was a Wally's here.
I didn't know either.
Well, I stopped to take a shit so we could go to the Wally's. I couldn't take a shit at the Love's because there were too many fucking people in there.
That's a nice phone.
There were a lot of gentlemen in that bathroom.
Wally's. So what's the deal with Wally's? I keep hearing about Wally's.
I was holding it for that.
So Wally's is...
I don't know it. I mean, I know we have one in St. Louis now.
It's supposed to be like a gas station truck stop thing that's based around like family vacation, like the National Lampoon Vacation movies.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a weird flex.
It is, but there's one in Fenton.
I know, but what's special about it?
Popcorn.
They have a lot of shit. They got an ice cream station, like the whole ass counter for it.
I also couldn't get a milkshake at Hardee's because of the line. I just said, you know what, it's not worth it.
I bet they got milkshakes at Wally's.
Do you guys have this problem where, like, I always feel bad ordering an ice cream product in a drive-thru, like at McDonald's or something? I don't even want to bother them with it.
Well, the machine's always broken.
I think it's only actually broken or cleaning itself half of the time, and I think they just fucking lie so they don't have to use it.
Have you ever ordered a dessert drink product from Taco Bell, like one of their freezes or whatever?
No, I don't, because I don't get down on corn syrup, dog. That's all corn syrup, baby.
Has to be. Yeah, aspartame's fine though.
Aspartame I can do. Aspartame is science.
Red dye number 5.
The people that make aspartame don't drink things that have aspartame. That says a lot about it.
Yeah, you know what? And Steve Jobs didn't give his kids iPads, and I could give a fuck. I like my iPad. I like my Red 5.
It's fair.
You guys are killing me.
You got anything else written down that we can talk about, or are we just reflecting on the last 24 hours?
God, well, let me pull up my fucking notes.
How do you not have your notes up yet?
Well, I have them right here.
Oh my God.
I'm looking right at it.
I like that you're giving us shit, but you're just ill-prepared.
Well, I'm just like, you act like you want to be on the show, and then you don't give me anything.
Wally.
So this is going to be part 2.
Wally.
Stop it. Stop. All this noise pollution. So this is going to be part 2 of our ROADcast episode. The first part went out last night for the patrons on Patreon. Again, the only way to support Jacob V Weekly is to go to patreon.com/JacobV. You get exclusive content there every week, sometimes even more often. And then for the regular episode, we're going to merge the 2 parts of the ROADcast and put that out this evening when I get home.
I think I totally got a sunburn from like just sitting in traffic in your car. Look at
going over, remember Caddyshack IL on Facebook, patreon.com/JacobV. No Antics has a new song out today. We listened to it yesterday. Let Me Out is out on all platforms. The analytics are doing really great. People really love that band.
Great song.
The algorithm is all about it right now.
Yeah, it's so hot right now.
On the algorithm.
On the algorithms. And then Blinded by Stereo's album is out digitally, but the vinyl comes out June 25th. 180-gram blue translucent vinyl. 180-gram is higher definition audio quality, and that was sort of a point of the project, was to do things on a higher level, really achieve some stereo imaging and just some thick waveforms, brother.
Oh, sign me up.
I can kind of see the bottom of my neck in the mirror, and I don't like it. Look at this crease.
Put me on the fucking wait list.
Favorite songs on Spotify is starting up for June. We've been making those for like 2 fucking years now. So if you are a Spotify member, keep up with the companion playlist. Ooh, speaking of analytics, I'm a member of the global economy. I collect streaming revenue from all over the world and interview people that say to me, Jake, don't you just think that means that people you went to high school with are using a VPN so it looks like they're listening to your live album from Hong Kong when really they're probably at the Baldwin snow cone? Listen, the algorithm doesn't know the difference. That's why we use a VPN, dog. You got to spread the love. Apparently, No Antics has a lot of listeners in Switzerland. I don't know why.
That sounds amazing.
I don't know why. Maybe, maybe they're just laundering money. Maybe, the Swiss are onto something. I don't know. I've been to Switzerland. It's really nice. I'd love to tour there. So we're growing those numbers right now. So if you're listening to this from Switzerland, sound off in the comments, bitches.
Sound off in the comments.
Man, this is going to be exhausting.
Put something up there in the air then. Let's talk about something.
Listen, don't you tell me how to do my shit.
Well, you're clearly not equipped to do your shit.
No, I'm reviewing this stuff because we jumped around yesterday in my notes. Oh, my goodness. So, my thing is, what are we going to do?
Is that it?
That worries me too.
You know what I mean? I had a younger guy ask me about the last recession. He was talking about the 2008 recession. He's like 20, I think, this kid that works at the ice cream place. And he was asking me, so you were around for the last recession, right? And I'm like, what do you... Yeah. And we talked about the nature of it and how it kind of presented itself and whatnot, but I actually don't remember it being that bad compared to some of the economic kind of challenges we have today.
Well, we were kids. I was a bus boy in 2008. We lived with our mother.
Well, right.
So
You were making mortgage payments, that's for sure.
yeah, it's fair.
That was the thing.
Yeah,
Was that a thing for you? I thought it was just like all the toxic mortgages that were
that's
the
a good
problem.
idea. Hold on, we're gonna put an expert on.
Wally.
Wally.
Well, you know what? I mean, for me personally, it wasn't a big deal because I'm not that guy that's got investments. So it's a big portfolio, and I've got things invested. I don't check how much I'm making or losing every day, and I think it was harder for me to see the impact of all of that. I was less aware of it.
And wasn't it kind of isolated to real estate and adjacent futures?
I don't know if they were adjacent; they were just next to each other, though.
And you've owned the same property since well before that recession, correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you didn't have like a ballooning interest rate.
No, fixed.
Yeah, I mean, whereas now it seems more widespread, does it not? The economic woes.
You know, I have a buddy who's a realtor that would love to run you down on all the statistics on the thing.
He's not here right
But he's
now.
about 4 hours away from us right now, yeah.
You want to call him?
I don't.
Me neither.
I don't. But he was explaining to me that even then, they're making a bunch of homes that was like implied that people could buy, but then nobody was buying them. So all this money was going into these home development situations.
Nice.
So then at the time, there was a huge supply with less of a demand. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but right now then there is actually like 1/5 of the supply necessary to meet the demand at this very moment, and like that's not good, obviously.
Well, and then interest rates just went up for the first time in a long time, and so that's going to change the market.
Also, right now, it's the first time in history that we have more licensed realtors than we have property available.
A lot of people got out of the service industry and tried to get into realtors, real estate, and that's a big thing. But also really just all over because they're like, fuck yeah, they're making a shit ton of money.
Meaning there's more individual agents than individual listings?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a problem, I guess.
Yeah, it oversaturated the market.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I won't go take that test then.
Oh, no.
Stay out of that
Tom
game.
Cruise has his license.
Tom Cruise flew a helicopter onto an aircraft carrier for the the opening of Top Gun. Tom Cruise took James Corden out on one of those F-50s or whatever it was, F-15s. And was the pilot of one of those things with James Corden in the back. Isn't that crazy? But, you know, if you're Tom Cruise, he probably has one at home.
With missiles.
Yeah, with missiles. He probably just flies around and practices.
Mm-hmm. Israel gave Tom Cruise missiles. It's probably an F-35 Super
Hornet.
Hornet.
It's the Scientologists. They gave him all the things he needed.
Do Scientologists, they can have those?
They literally made him 2 inches taller on Google. Scientology did.
Did they really?
He was 5'5". Now he's 5'7".
He's taller?
Yep.
It's impossible to fake that on Google, though. How do you do that?
That's what
Scientologists did it. That alien overlord of theirs, whatever the fuck it is, made him 2 inches taller.
Can't you just like type something as 5'3"?
Yeah, you just
maybe on Wikipedia, but this is just
Tom
straight
Cruise.
up facts
I'm
now.
5'7", actually.
Yeah.
That happened.
Isn't he doing a movie where he's actually going to go to the International Space Station and shoot a movie there?
Boy.
I think so, yeah.
I hope
think
not.
he's gonna like race motorcycles on the space station.
Speak of which,
Speaking of motorcycles, everyone
the
goes.
motorcycle game in Illinois is a different beast. I saw more of them in Chicago, and they split lanes. And oh my God, if we get honked at one more goddamn time. This morning we were getting honked at every junction.
I don't think they were honking at Chris.
I don't think so either.
Oh.
I think they were just honking to honk.
They're just honking?
It's other people honking at each
Chris
other.
didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that.
Thank you, Donnie.
I mean, he's Christopher Montez Anich. He can't do it.
Christopher Montez.
That's your middle name, right, Montez?
Yep.
Is that a Catholic name?
It is Saint Montez,
There you go.
patron saint of
The bitches.
Patron saint of grills.
the
Rob the jewelry store, tell him, make me a grill. We were talking about, what's that guy's name? 30 Deep Grimy on the show a couple weeks ago. St. Louis rapper who dropped that track where he was like naming all these gang-affiliated people that he was beefing with, and then the RFT was acting like he was going to have to move. He's got a really nice grill. I really want to get a grill and do cornrows.
You gotta wrap them in foil first, otherwise they fall through.
The cornrows or the grill?
The cornrows will fall through the grill.
Oh.
I've tried it before.
Oh, he's talking about grilling.
That does sound good, some grilled corn.
I do like a grilled corn.
I can't eat corn on the cob, though. I gotta cut it off the cob.
Yeah, I know people like that. That's weird. Like those people that eat tomatoes like apples.
Oh.
Or like the guy from Iron Chef that'll take a bite out of a raw bell pepper.
Listen, that's actually not that bad. I like raw pepper.
Hold on, Donnie's getting a call. We're gonna get flagged for this ringtone.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Okay, do they play again? All right. Thanks.
Baseball update.
We're somewhere in Illinois. I don't know. We've been driving for 9 hours.
No, we have not.
We're only halfway.
Uphill, both ways.
Jake was naked sitting next to me, sleeping all the way.
I wasn't naked. I had my shirt unbuttoned.
It's a mess.
He
Okay,
punched
bye.
my teeth. Ah, you must help me. We listened to about an hour of the Jerky Boys on the way down here. It's a tradition as part of this pilgrimage. We listen to the Jerky Boys as we drive through fucking corn country. I fucking hate
I
Illinois.
haven't seen no corn.
There's no corn.
They're growing wind out here.
Soybeans.
They're growing wind.
It's canola,
Soybeans and wheat.
soybeans, and wind turbines. And Donnie's upset about the wind turbines. He doesn't know where the electricity goes.
Learn more about them. What makes them turn?
Let's go over to one.
Wind, Donnie.
I understand the wind.
Let's go over to one and see if anyone's there.
Designed a certain way, an angle where that wind.
Chris, can you just veer a hard right and we'll just go over to one of these things and see if there's like an attendant or some kind of a supervisor?
They're enormous.
Does this Toyota 4Runner have off-road capabilities, Chris?
It's a four-wheeler,
It's a
Daddy. Is this a V8?
No.
Did they do a V8 or is that the Sequoia?
They don't make the Sequoia anymore.
Oh, they don't do the V8?
I don't think they make the Sequoia anymore.
I gotta have a V8. That's just who I am.
My backyard.
Donnie, it's
V8s
too
are horrible for gas
big. It would
economy.
be too big.
I'll get a small one.
Well, here's my thing: is do they rotate with the wind's direction like a windsock does?
No.
I'm trying to figure it out.
No.
And do they turn? Like
Is there a computer system that turns them to better make it a more efficient?
Do they just face the one way the whole time?
That's what I'm asking.
Well, but they're all faced different ways.
But
They're not.
Yes, they are.
yeah, a couple of them are facing us. That
Yes,
one's
they
facing
are.
away from us.
No, they're
Donnie,
not. They're all
I
facing-
have eyes.
Look, they're all facing the same way.
But Johnny, the farther ones are
I've been
facing.
studying them for the last half hour.
I'm sure though that someone has done wind pattern studies here, so they know what way to make them face.
Yeah, well, I think they
For
turn.
optimal.
Or
You
they
think they
have,
turn?
I think they show them-
or
yeah.
they have computers that do it for us and rearrange them
If the
and
wind
change their
shifts,
direction
if the
for
wind
us
shifts, they shift.
to better optimize
Except
wind
for one
receival
direction
for
all the time.
electricity
So when the
production.
wind shifts, they shift. Like the damn, yeah, that's how it works.
So you think the turbines pivot?
Yes.
Well, that's what I was saying, Donnie.
I don't know. I just haven't seen that. I
don't
haven't
think
seen
they
it
do,
happen.
but-
Is it just wrong because I'm the one saying it?
No, I think you're right.
Good.
But right now they're all facing the one way.
Here's the thing, though, Johnny. The ones over there are facing the other way.
No, it's the optical illusion, Jake.
Well,
I'm
Donnie,
telling you.
why is that one spinning the opposite direction?
It's not.
I know.
They're all spinning the same direction right now, which is
Just
a good
trying to
sign.
trip you up.
Facing.
Man, I'm just telling you, these are facing behind us.
Siri, do winter. Siri.
Alexa!
Alexa. God damn it. Siri, do wind turba. I don't even have Siri.
Can we talk now?
Stop it.
Turbo.
Siri!
You
got a street app.
Turbines!
Turbine.
I'm gonna enter this.
The river!
Is it a turbine?
On the island!
Do wind turbines rotate?
Yeah. No, why is the driver Googling? Clay, you're allowed to Google things.
I could definitely Google it, but I'm holding a microphone.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a big deal. You got two hands, don't you?
Yeah, listen, my money don't jingle, it folds. Yeah.
I've been studying those for the whole trip. I've been looking at
Have
them.
you been Googling it, Donnie?
I've been just staring at them. I think I got to figure it out.
So, we've made no progress. We've learned nothing on this trip.
No.
Just more questions.
We had a good time at the game. We ate 50 at least 50 chicken wings.
Good God, we did. There's a beautiful picture on Instagram of the chicken wing platter at Yaxie's. And then we went into what was it, Fine Shilling last night for a beer.
I don't know what that was called.
Something Shilling.
That was like pocket full of shillings or something like that.
We had one beer.
That place kind of sucked, let's be honest.
I kind of liked it. I was hoping that group of young guys was going to get in a fight with that group of old guys playing darts.
The young guys with the basketball game thing were being noisy as shit about it.
Well, that's allowed.
They were slamming the balls. You know what? I'm sick of hearing about young people slamming balls. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Great. Well, this is good.
Had a good time. You got anything else in there?
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
Well, why didn't you touch on it, you fuck?
I mean, we never really finished our thing yesterday about sexy movie monsters.
That's fair, but I feel like we kind of hit a wall with that because Chris Anish doesn't want to talk about it. Christopher Montez Anish doesn't want to talk about sexy movie monsters.
I didn't say that.
What movie monsters do you think are sexy?
What's your top five sexiest movie monsters?
I don't know.
I told you, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's all you said.
Yeah, we talked about him.
He was svelte. I mean,
What about the singer from The Fifth Element, the blue one?
That's not a monster. That's just an alien.
She's a fucking monster.
It's
dog.
a monster
She was
if
9
they
feet
hurt
tall and
people.
blue.
It's a monster if they hurt people intentionally.
We don't know her past. She could eat babies.
That's fair.
Chris is reading. Apparently, wind turbines can rotate.
I said it.
But I just read that over Chris's shoulder.
Because wind patterns do change.
I can't believe.
Exactly.
They can go west to east. They can go south to north. They can go southwest to northeast.
El Nino and shit.
Exactly. That's El Nino.
Doing a tornado.
What does the wind turbine do in a tornado? It
probably
cranks out some
panics.
BTUs, brother. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Panics, Donnie.
Chick-fil-A exit 167. Is today Friday?
We're not
It's
stopping.
Friday,
We're
yes.
Going straight through.
Listen,
I am not going to give my business.
Shit, we're going to stop and take a shit. The Loves was too crazy.
I'm not going to stop at Chick-fil-A for any reason.
No, I don't eat Chick-fil-A.
It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month. No Chick-fil-A on Pride Month. They should close for the whole month.
They really should.
Oh, I was trying to drive.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Are you kidding me?
You want me to read it?
You didn't glean any information out of it? No indication of an answer?
So most of that article was about being able to change the speed of the blade rotation and what's the maximum efficient blade rotation speed.
For output.
For output. So you can set the sensitivity level on those things so that they rotate more with the wind or rotate less. But I didn't see anything about the whole thing pivoting. But I wasn't reading it really closely because we're in traffic.
I wish I could set my sensitivity level because sometimes it's just hard.
It is for you. You should.
Yeah.
You should be able to.
I'm sensitive. Sometimes I don't want to be. Donnie, what is your all-time sexiest movie monster?
I don't have one.
There's no movie monster you ever thought was cute?
No.
Bride of Frankenstein.
It could be
Bride
Elvira.
of Frankenstein was banging. That's a bad bitch.
Had her titties out. Elvira, Donnie?
Elvira.
Don't you dare call that a monster. She's not a monster.
Not a monster.
I'm not a monster.
Species. That was a good one, right?
Is it the...
That was the one where the alien was trying to get everyone pregnant. Or
Yeah.
alien was trying to get pregnant from everyone.
Yeah.
That was a good monster movie for sexiness.
What about The Faculty? The little shrimps that would take over the teacher's brains?
Yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, but I think that was just like 90s high school sexualization shit that is just like really unnecessary.
Yeah, like...
Not unlike Wild Things.
Wild
which we talked about
Things.
before.
Wild Things. Matt Dillon's my teacher.
I saw Kevin Bacon's penis.
Kevin Bacon's penis.
He hung dong in that movie.
Kevin Bacon's penis. That's gonna sound really good.
I didn't know
in
which one
post.
we were going to do, so I just didn't join it.
Isn't there a game called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Oh, yeah.
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, I mean, you can do that with Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon's penis.
That's right.
It rotates 6 degrees.
Kevin Bacon's penis
rotates 6 degrees.
It'll only rotate
It
6?
depends on the wind, which way the wind's coming, because his can rotate.
It is like a windsock.
Yeah.
He can also change its sensitivity.
Right.
Oh, we got a call.
Wind up.
I wonder who it is.
Look at all those wind turbines. There's so many of them.
I got nothing.
I'm starting to think that they're an optical illusion.
I talked to Ronnie.
So we've not gotten close to one yet. You think if we kept trying to get close to it, it would just keep getting further away?
Get home.
I think they don't really exist. Yep, I think you can never touch one of those things.
Like global warming,
It's unbelievable.
they don't actually exist.
It's unbelievable.
Holy shit, look at this bucket.
Oh, tractor bucket.
It was fun.
They're so big.
It was fun.
You could fit a family of 8 in one of those things.
You could live in one of them.
You really could.
Who's that? Who's that?
Great.
How'd the game go? Who won the match?
Won the first game, they're playing the second game at 8 o'clock.
Is it high stakes?
It's a tournament.
They don't play till 8 o'clock?
Yeah, next game's at 8.
The losing
Goddamn.
team has to play Russian roulette.
And 2-0, so they have 2 more to win the tournament.
These are 4th graders, is that right?
Yep. We take our junior baseball very seriously.
O'Fallon, Illinois. That's where they're playing.
Oh, you gonna stop by on the way
We
home?
can stop by.
What's that?
We could make the match. You guys want to go see some Little League?
I'd rather not.
I'm leaving my shirt unbuttoned if we go to Little League. That's for damn sure.
Brandon said, I'd love to go on this trip with those 2 guys.
I want to have Jackson on the podcast.
What was that werewolf movie with Mark Zuckerberg before he was Mark Zuckerberg? Not Mark Zuckerberg, fucking Jesse Eisenberg, who I keep doing that.
Right.
I keep doing that.
What movie?
What was that werewolf? Was it called Cursed?
I didn't see that one.
It was with Jesse Eisenberg and then some girl that had a big forehead. And they... Actually, no. I'll look real
No,
quick.
she's too old for him.
but I think it was called Cursed. And in that movie, I feel like there's a lot of sexy people, and it's about werewolves. Oh shit! It's Christina Ricci and Jesse Eisenberg. Came out in 2005.
What?
And she's got a big old forehead, doesn't she? There you go. Man, you fucking called it. You didn't even know what I was talking about.
Is that Lionel Richie, baby?
Is she related to Lionel Richie? I don't know.
Yeah, that's her dad.
No, this is Ricci, Ricci.
Look at the size of that fucking forehead.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Paris Hilton's friend, Nicole.
Oh no, Nicole Richie.
Yeah.
She's Lionel Richie's kid.
They're not related?
It's different last names.
Different names.
Yeah.
Fuck, you learn something every day.
Also, Portia de Rossi is in this movie.
Gay.
Oh, yeah. She was great in Arrested Development.
She was. Joshua Jackson, also in this movie. Derek Mears, who played Jason Voorhees in the 2008 reboot of Friday the 13th, also plays the werewolf in this movie. He just likes playing sexy monsters. Because this is one of those werewolves that had abs.
I like the abs on the werewolves.
How about Tim Curry in Legend?
Is that when he's Satan?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's good.
That's a good one.
Tim Curry had a lot of good little sexy moments, you know?
You guys are gay.
Maybe. Maybe a little bit. And then there's like the obviously sexualized monsters, like Jennifer's Body. It was just Megan Fox just killing people.
Remember that movie where Lindsay Lohan played the stripper that got murdered? It was called I Know Who Killed Me.
What was it again, Jacob?
It was a movie where Lindsay Lohan played a stripper that got murdered. And she has to like try to solve her own murder from beyond the grave, I think.
Oh man, that sounds horrible.
I know, I didn't see it. Poor Lindsay.
What was that movie where the guy was trying to move on from his spouse dying, but his dead wife's ghost was haunting all the bitches? Eva Longoria was in it.
I don't know. I thought that was a TV show.
Nope, that was a movie.
Eva Longoria. Mm-hmm. She had a gay husband.
I believe it. What was that show that she got popular on?
I don't know.
Ugh, we don't know shit.
I don't know much. Yeah.
I think it's because we're mentally exhausted from traversing a new city.
I thought you told me it did.
I didn't find out.
Because I thought eventually it'll start leaching elements out of the container instead.
Somebody told me that.
So if you're...
Because that's made out of petroleum.
If it's in plastic... It has a shelf life in plastic because eventually an unsafe level of microplastics will leach into the water.
In Christina Ricci's IMDb page, she has bangs in the photograph, and that's a wonderful idea for someone like her.
Yeah, cover
she
that
has
forehead
a
up,
giant
Jesus.
forehead.
That looks like a hairpiece.
It's not even a 6-head; it's a 7-head.
Because they say that about distilled water, like you're not supposed to drink distilled water because it's so pure that it'll start to leach calcium out of your bones and shit.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Because it doesn't have like the minerals and the compounds and the whatnot that stabilize it.
That's why I drink my water straight from the Mississippi. I go down there once a week with a couple gallons.
Well, Tom was telling us this morning that the Chicago aqueduct thing that funnels out all their junk used to run into Lake Michigan, and then they engineered the slope in reverse so to run from Lake Michigan to the Mississippi so they can dump all their sewage in the Mississippi like we do in St. Louis.
And then we get that shit.
Well, but it's so far away. Dilution is the solution. The idea that shit particles are going to end up in the northern St. Louis, Mississippi, from the South Chicago, Mississippi is kind of asinine.
But also, I drink a lot of water, and my immune system has never been stronger.
You drink a lot of water?
A lot of shit water.
You drink a lot of shitty water.
Straight.
Yes.
Apparently, before the 1904 World's Fair, the tap water in Missouri or in St. Louis was a lot darker.
Correct.
And they kind of liked.
They did that just
flavor.
for the World's
And for the World's Fair in 1904, which was like peak civilization apparently, because that's when we invented toasted ravioli and the ice cream cone. Apparently they wanted it to be clear. But for a long time, St. Louisans preferred the darker water because they thought it tasted better. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Also, did you guys know that...
we're pretty close to that one.
Oh, look.
I know, see?
What are we close to?
I don't see it.
It's right there.
Maybe.
But see, all I'm seeing is a white pole.
Maybe they don't. That's a different... Yeah.
It's a wind
It's not,
turbine,
it's just
Donnie.
closer.
No, I've noticed...
Donnie, that's a wind turbine.
I have noticed a couple of the blades, they're not all exactly the same. Like
Interesting.
That bunch might be the same, but the other bunch has a different shape to
Yeah,
them.
different companies made them.
Fucking wild.
Different companies.
Did you guys know that fluoride actually wasn't developed with the intention of being healthy for our teeth? Fluoride is a byproduct of the production of aluminum. And the aluminum companies were trying to get rid of all this fucking fluoride, so they got a bunch of dentists and shit and like lobbyists and stuff to all go for the idea that fluoride's good for you, so they could put it in the water supply.
Yeah, and turn all the frogs gay.
And turn all the frogs gay. So fluoride is not good for you. It really doesn't have any benefit. No, not really anything bad for you either, but we don't need it. And, you know, for all those people that are buying organic broccoli, I'm just saying that, you know, fluoride in our water is not actually good for our teeth in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't change anything.
Broccoli?
But it wasn't intended to be good for our teeth. It was just a byproduct of the production of aluminum back in the day when we were making all that fucking foil and shit.
The globalist conspiracy.
And now we all are drinking fluoride. I'm
George
fine.
Soros.
I'm just going to keep drinking it.
Lori Lightfoot.
But if I get tooth cancer, I'm going to be upset.
Big dental.
Big dental. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bet you didn't know that, Donnie.
Bet you didn't know that, Johnny.
Clay, I did know that about that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
You knew
Because I
that
already told
already?
you about it?
About the fluoride?
Fluoride, yeah. I heard
You knew
that.
it made the frogs gay?
I didn't know that.
And you let them do it anyway?
But listen, it's Pride Month, and I just think that if the frogs are going to be gay, let them be gay, as long as they're happy.
Good for you. Plus, it's probably good for your teeth.
I want to know the difference between big pharma and little pharma.
Little Pharma is like the medicine shoppy.
How do they measure? How do they measure the
It's
difference?
gallons. It's gallons of pills. The difference between the medicine shoppy and Walgreens, like Walgreens is big pharma.
Yeah.
And the medicine shoppy is little pharma.
I know a guy that grows weed in his living room. That's little pharma.
That's tiny pharma.
That's itty bitty baby
boutique
pharma.
That's little pharma brown.
Yeah, there you go.
Little pharma brown. If you're cooking your own meth on a small scale, like mostly for your own consumption, or
Little
just
pharma brown.
that's little pharma.
Oh yeah, like water bottle meth.
If you're just making water bottle meth,
Yeah.
Shake and bake is what they call it.
shake and bake, tiny pharma.
Shake and bake.
So yeah, water bottle meth is tiny pharma.
Then they get cute little pharma.
Cute little pharma.
Pharma.
Do you guys take vitamin D?
How much time we got?
2 hours.
2.5 hours.
So vitamin D ingestion is
I can
great
go
and
slower
necessary.
for more time for the podcast.
No, that's fine. Vitamin D ingestion is nice and necessary, but also you can get a lot of that from just your regular diet.
You know I'm not getting vitamin D in my diet. Fuck you.
The biggest thing that I know that you're not doing is you're not exposing yourself to enough UV rays to then have your body naturally release the vitamin D into your bloodstream, which is what gives you the benefits of
When you're saying
vitamin D.
who do you mean?
You as in Jacob, the host of the show.
Oh, just Jake.
Jacob V. Weekly doesn't spend enough time in the sun to help release the vitamin D into his bloodstream.
Hey, listen. Fuck you.
There you go. Just saying, we all have plenty of vitamin D. You just got to release it. It's kind of like the inner beast.
Well, I take 1,500 BUs every day.
That's a lot. I feel like that's a lot.
Or is it 5,000 BUs?
God, I don't know. Both sound high.
I just take one of the capsules.
Are you saying BEUs?
Isn't it measured in BUs?
I don't know.
Gallons, baby.
It's all
Gallons.
gallons.
It's all
I drink a
gallons.
gallon of vitamin D whole milk every morning.
Ugh.
Yeah, but is it true that if you have too much vitamins, your body just expels it anyway?
Yeah, you just piss it out.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you won't metabolize
you
the
can't,
excess.
Like, overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to piss it out.
Well, vitamin D is one of those things that's like one of the rare ones that's actually beneficial for you, and it's like easy to measure the progress, but it's also like you can have too much of it because it'll like build up in your system. Like if you're taking like double the recommended dose every day, like that's not a good idea.
And too much
and,
of
like,
anything is a bad
I
thing.
think your testicles swell.
Yeah, it goes straight to
Too
the
much
D.
vitamin D.
I need to go see
Yeah, I got fat balls right now. Smooth fat balls.
Smooth fat balls.
Smooth fat balls.
But also, Jacob, how big are your balls in gallons?
Hey.
I got about a quart per.
You got about a quarter gallon per.
Yeah,
So you got a half gallon of balls right now?
I think.
Wow.
I think right now.
Why are firemen's balls bigger than policemen balls? They sell more tickets.
Why don't you focus on driving, you fucking...
And what the fuck?
Seriously, it's been fucking gypsy cab all fucking week.
Were you not paying attention? Were you just talking about
There's
55?
no lane here.
Well, I mean, I just want to get right in this lane.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know why it's backed up like this.
We're all fucked up.
I don't know. Maybe we should call Lori Lightfoot.
I think we're out of her jurisdiction.
Lori the jazz band Lightfoot.
Dear Miss Lightfoot.
Please do not use gendered language.
What? What else you got, Jacob?
I don't know. I don't like the pressure you're putting on me.
Well, I don't like it when there's lulls.
Well, why don't you come up with a topic?
Yeah, why don't you say some shit? Why don't you just keep talking?
Topic.
That's why people like you, because you shoot from the hip.
Airplane food.
I do shoot
Just
from the
because
hip.
you don't know where Palestine is doesn't mean you can't have an opinion about
That is not true. I know where Palestine is.
it. Last time we talked about it, you did.
It's right by Israel. That's why they got a problem.
What is going on?
Which is in the Middle East. Kind of. Yeah.
What do you think the problem is?
It's like, Egypt, it's like east of there.
So, I mean, what would you do about the Gaza Strip?
You know what? First thing I would do is I would locate it.
Yeah, I would find it first.
Second thing I would do
Sniff
is I
it
would
out.
figure out what it's about.
Learn about it.
And
Recon.
then third thing I would do is I would probably develop a plan.
Recon strategy.
Then you start coming up with stuff about it.
And then fourth step, I would put the plan into action.
Easy peasy.
I think first thing we got to do is we got to get like a poster board, and we got to put together like a project.
Yeah.
And
We need red yarn. We need push pins.
we need a glue stick.
Brainstorm.
We need a good clear glue stick.
Maybe a newspaper clipping or two.
Not it's like on Ina Garten when she says use the good olive oil. Get a good glue stick.
We can do some clustering.
What's Ina Garten?
Ina Garten is the barefoot Contessa on the Food Network.
Who was that one really attractive one that had like a big old lollipop head?
Jada.
Was that her name?
Everyday
Jada?
Italian.
That one.
Yeah, she had a tiny little body and a big old head.
Little bitty frame.
Oh, De Laurentiis or something?
Yeah, De Laurentiis.
Yeah, and she's had that big old, like a blow pop head, but she was very pretty.
Mm-hmm. Like if
blow pops are pretty.
Yeah.
That's true.
I must hate this place.
What?
Can you imagine being a truck driver?
Christopher,
I don't know what's going on.
Can you look at your maps and see what the traffic situation is?
Well, this is South 55. This is the way we got to go.
I know.
So we're going this way anyway,
But clearly,
but there's nothing
the
else.
simulation.
Are all these people going to historic downtown
the simulation
Pontiac?
does not want us to go to St. Louis. So I guess we got to go elsewhere. You guys want to go Louisville, Kentucky?
Well, what are our options up here at this juncture? Where else could we go?
There's no other way.
You guys want to go to Norm's Rare
We could
Guitars
go
in Nashville?
down south towards. We could hook back over in Waterloo. I think they have a festival this weekend.
Waterloo,
Illinois.
Waterloo,
Illinois.
Waterloo, Waterloo.
Yeah, I kicked gas, Chris.
Yeah, because we're going to be sitting here.
Oh, Jacob, you didn't poop back at that Love's
I
gas
couldn't
station.
because it was too crowded.
There's a lot of people in that bathroom.
We'll have to go to Wally's.
We already passed the only Wally's.
You don't know that it's the only
It's
one.
the only Wally's in Illinois.
Did it say that?
There's only one per state.
Is that real?
We got lucky to have ours in Fenton.
Oh,
What a mess.
it's going to be okay.
On to the next one. What you got?
We have so many options. I'm using this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Soundtrap, which is a browser-based digital audio workstation that Spotify owns, and it makes it so easy to record a podcast in the car. And it's a tool that I think you should look into. I think I pay like $9. What?
Oh, it looks like a big old...
Look, it says 1 hour of traffic. Are you fucking...
Yikes. So it looks like we're going to have time for a part 3. Who's with me? I got 5. I got
Our
5.
arrival time just went from 8:30 to 9:30.
Son of a dick.
Damn it!
There better be a dead body in the street.
Fuck! I want names!
I want to know who's responsible. Let's just...
Susie... There's really no other fucking way.
Well, there's the outer road. You said this thing has off-road capabilities?
You can't get over
We're gonna wait till we're up here a little bit further when there's less guardrails, and we're just gonna swoop on down and over, Donnie.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, how long could we drive past the traffic before someone stopped
Does that
us?
thing have 4-wheel drive?
Yes.
God damn.
But it's not a V8, so I don't trust it.
Not a V8.
I need 8 cylinders.
Is it 6 cylinders?
Yes. Well, that's a lot of cylinders.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's better than 4.
Yeah, with the technology the way it is now, I wouldn't be surprised.
But it could be 8.
Up that fucking hill.
That's what I'm saying, Donnie.
Right up that fucking hill.
Let's see this 55. Closed off or whatever.
Oh, we're going to be diverted to the side outer road?
Just briefly.
Oh, God, someone probably died.
Son of a bitch. How inconvenient to the rest of us.
On a Friday afternoon, my wife's going to be furious.
Yep.
I'm sure she's already upset.
Look at that truck. Ridiculous.
These guys are upset because they got to be someplace.
You know what? Fuck them.
I'd be upset too. Look at that guy. That guy probably hasn't slept since noon yesterday.
T680.
I mean, we could go over to into Indiana.
Oh my God.
And then just like sort of loop around down to Kentucky.
Isn't Indiana on the other side of the state from where we want to be?
Have Tom Cruise come get us in his helicopter.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
Help me, Oprah Winfrey. Well, I mean, really, at least we're in good company.
Yeah, we're in good company.
We all have
each
our
other
health.
and the pod.
Mm-hmm. And we have our lakes and our ponds.
We have lakes and ponds measured in gallons.
We had a good time at the ball game.
So lovely. Donnie, what was your favorite part of the ball game?
Take me out, too, though.
The beers were nice. The cold ones, at least. You had one hot one mixed in there.
Well, they got warm easily.
Yeah.
But it was a lovely evening. It wasn't like we were in the sun or very warm.
Oh, no, I loved it. It was great.
And we moved all the way to the backmost row, which was actually kind of nice for the breeze.
It was
Yes.
nice. And you could see just as good.
I mean, I could see better because in my original seat there was a beam kind of blocking home plate, so I'd have to lean to see home plate, which I didn't mind until I moved away from that spot, and then I felt a lot better about it. So yeah, breaking news: in traffic in fucking Pontiac, Illinois.
I don't think we're Pontiac.
No, now we're closer to Springfield, maybe.
They got deep dish pizza in Springfield?
No. We did have that good deep dish pizza, though.
I told my wife I'd be home around rush hour, and then...
Not anymore.
I'll be home about 10 in the morning.
Oh, no, we're still well north of Springfield.
Oh, God. Is there an airport in Springfield?
Oh, now it's up to 1 hour and 2 minutes of traffic.
2 minutes!
I really think, because in Mississippi they have all these signs on these medians that say, keep off the median. But they don't have any of those signs here in Illinois. So I say we drive down this median and see what happens.
I don't know.
What if we come across a sign that says keep off the median?
Do you know how broke this state is?
Then we merge back in.
This state is so broke that we got pulled over for some sort of moving violation.
Lori Lightfoot personally would put her
ticket.
boot on my neck and put shackles on.
We were talking about this yesterday. Lori Lightfoot would definitely be one of those people that have you pulled out of a van in the middle of the night with some sort of bag over your head. And they'd ripped the bag off your head and you were very disoriented. The first thing you would focus on would be Lori Lightfoot in a fucking turtleneck, staring at you like she's gonna bite off your face.
Yeah, she dresses like a fucking Batman villain.
And she's good at doing the thing where she looks down but her eyes are looking up like a crazy thing. Oh, what's that thing that who's the guy?
Gary Oldman.
No, it's the villain look kind of thing. They made Jack Nicholson do it in The Shining. Those guys did it in Clockwork Orange, and it's
So, Chris,
it's a
normally
perspective
without
thing.
the traffic, how long does it take to get home?
5.5 total.
About 5.5.
Usually less than that, actually.
Okay, yeah, you haven't made 5.5 either time, so fuck you.
Not this time.
Let's say 5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think it's going to take today?
Well, you know, if it didn't take Jacob 2 hours to buy 2 pedals,
7 hours?
Probably.
we could
This
have
is not
avoided
my
all
fault.
this.
This is not my fault.
It took you
What time did
2
we-
hours to buy some guitar
It was
pedals.
about 2 o'clock, wasn't it?
We left the pizza place. I think it was like 2:30 or something. Wasn't it because we didn't get to the pizza place until almost 2 o'clock.
So you're telling me that we left to go back to St. Louis at 2:30-ish, and it is now 6:15-ish, and we're not even halfway there.
Oh, God, that's awful time.
We're not even close.
We are not making good time.
I would say this is a bad time, but I'm in the good company of my friends and family. Mostly family.
Oh, Christ.
Jacob is.
Jacob, I consider you a friend.
Well, he's
is.
Once,
Okay,
twice, 3 times a lady.
Cheeks.
Look at that van. That's a nice travel
Let me see if I
van.
got the updates.
Well, here's my thing.
Here, let's pause it so I can save the progress so far.